Well, another day, another all-time high, guys. SPY just keeps hitting all-time high after all-time high, along with QQQ, along with AMD, pretty much all the semiconductors and stuff like that. MU, it's crazy. So we're going to talk about MU and the SPY chart and all of it in just a second. Now, this is my Discord. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe to the video, guys. To my channel, actually, subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'm almost at 3,000 followers of subscribers on here. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys throw me a follow. Okay, really quick, we have been crushing it here in the Discord in the last couple of days. On Friday, actually, I think it was Thursday, we had one of our guys here throw out an AMD call, went up 520%. So it's absolutely insane. These are the calls that we've called out in the last probably 3 or 4 days, something like that. So if you want to get in on these trades, check out the Discord. Link is in the description, and then you can go here to upgrade to premium tier and click this link. There's a 14-day premium access here. Okay. All right. So let's go to the SPY. Now, there's a couple interesting things about a couple things. Okay. I want to talk about a couple things. Now, first of all, being that we are just continuously seeing all after all time high. Now, a lot of the times, I think a lot of investors are getting a little scared up here because it's like, it's just, we just keep hitting all time high after all time high. Now, I am more bullish than bearish at the moment, still currently. Look at these. We keep kind of coming down a little bit, and look at these wicks. You could just see that the bears are strong. The longer the wick, whether if it's to the downside and they push it up, that tells us that we're still pretty bullish. Okay. So, there is some support here at 748.93. So let's see if this holds going into tomorrow. It is Wednesday night, May 27th. So let's see if we can hold this line and continue to climb higher. Now, again, like I have been saying for weeks and weeks, is that, let me put RSI. We are basically in some overbought levels. We've been in overbought levels, but again, just like I always said, we can be in overbought levels for weeks and weeks and weeks before we finally, decide to come back down or come back up, depending on if we're overbought or oversold. Okay, we are finally in the overbought levels. Okay, so at any moment we could have a turnaround story. Now, one thing I will say, and this is what I wanted to bring to your attention. Now, again, I still think that the markets can go up, and again, I still think that we're more bullish than bearish. But doesn't mean that there are some signs that we can't possibly foresee. And one of them being is, if you've been in my Discord for any amount of time, or in my channels or anything, that I always trade off of the 200 SMA. So every time we've had a little bounce, that is usually a good spot to buy, to go long or to go short if we're below the 200 SMA. As you go back in history, you can just see, let's see here. I think there was one other time here. And man, we haven't touched that 200 SMA in a while. So we did go below it here. But as you can see, was it right here? Right here. So we did below it. We did kind of consolidate, go below it. We finally pushed above it. But once we hit it, we took off. We ran. So we are at the 200 SMA again here on gold. Now that is currently sitting at, what is that, 394? Oh, sorry, 4,394 an ounce. Okay, so if we fall below this, now again, gold and SPY and the markets usually run in opposite directions. So if gold is going up, the markets are going down, and if the markets are going up, then gold is going up. So since the markets are going up and gold is going down, we're getting to the 200 SMA. And if we bounce there, that could tell you that the markets could have a pullback moment. Okay, now nothing I say is financial advice. Okay, always got to do your own due diligence and own research. But it could be a turnaround, maybe a pullback for the markets. Now, with that being said, again, like I said, I am more bullish than bearish. So let's see if gold will bounce there at that 200 SMA, or let's see if it'll fall below it, and let's see if that'll basically be some sort of resistance now. Okay, now, again, going to MU. MU, if you've been in MU, it's been on a rocket ship. Okay, now I believe, again, this is just what my belief is. I've actually been saying it in the Discord since we were pretty much in the high 600s, low 700s. I've said, hey, guys, we're going to hit 1,000. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. You always have to do your own due diligence. I'm not saying to, go all in. Never do that. Ever go all in. But you always have to run with a stop loss. I always run with a stop loss just for in case. You never know that the markets could have, the Iran deal could fall through, markets dump, something else could happen, rate hikes, recession, and now you're screwed because you were buying because you were like, oh, it's going to hit 1,000. You didn't have a stop loss plan. But again, I believe that it's going to hit 1,000, pretty much right here, 1,000. I honestly believe in the next couple of weeks it's possible for us to even go as far as to hit 1,200 here. Okay, now I know it's pretty insane, but MU and the semis, the semiconductors have just been ripping lately, and I do think it's possible. Now for me, like I said in my community, I've been saying since around here that this was a buy. Again, obviously, of course, with a stop loss, and if the Discord has been killing this thing up. I've been scalping it all the way up. Pretty much any pullback for me is a buying opportunity. Okay, to go long again, of course, with a stop loss. Okay, so that's really it for the video, guys. I mean, I think this market is more bullish than bearish, but again, there's so many things to look at. You got to look at gold. You got to see that 200 SMA. Put that on your watch list. Just watch it. Just see, hey, are we going to break below? Are we going to bounce off of it? Let's see. Check out the volume. I mean, the volume on SPY is still relatively strong on the daily. It's kind of, as you can see here, it's just mellowing out. But let's see on the weekly. I wonder if the weekly is any. And well, it's going to be different. Let's see. It's kind of staying the same. So there's not less volume, but it's just staying the same. But again, I am more bullish than bearish right now. Markets have been ripping, and just because the markets have been ripping doesn't mean that they can't continue to rip. Like like the saying goes, the markets can stay. What is it? The markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. This is literally a perfect example. I mean, you hear all these people, oh, the markets need to come down. Even I've been saying, I think the markets need to cool off, but it doesn't matter what I think because the charts are telling me something different. If the charts are telling me something different, we can't ignore it. You can't just load into shorts and now you're going to get squeezed because now you're shorting a market that's just continuing and continuously going up. So you have to pay attention. You have to check out the charts. Again, I do believe that I said right here, I think there needs to be a pullback. Guess what? We ran up another $30. So it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what the charts are telling me. Charts are more bullish than bearish right now. Once we see that flip, once we see that confirmation, then we're gonna have to flip and switch and be like, okay, let's see what's going on. Now, also something I have been saying in past videos, historically speaking, if May is green, June is green. Also, in an election year, historically, markets pull back in June, late June-ish. Okay, so if that is the case, we could continue to push in the next couple of weeks, maybe 2 to 4 weeks, and then mid-June or maybe end of June, that might be the opportunity for us to pull back. Come down a little bit, come down to earth, maybe tap some of these lower levels here at 700, maybe even lower, and that could be a dip buying opportunity to go long again. Okay, so that's just my thoughts, guys, right now. Let's see what happens in the next couple of days. I mean, May's almost over, so let's see how we close. And, that's it, guys. So we'll see you in the next video. Good luck. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Join the Discord, and we'll see you in there.